Okay, so let's get some things straight before I start. Most of the movies on this list are blockbusters, or at least something based off of something else. Yes, I realize that. But of course, this is only the beginning of the year, so I have no idea what's going to be the next big Oscar contender, or what smaller movie is going to be the next critical darling. And yes, there is a very big chance I'll hear about some movie in the upcoming year that makes me think, wow, I'm really more excited about that than whatever I put on this list. But these are the movies that I'm most excited for now, knowing that most of them will not be among my favorite movies of this year. But first, some honorable mentions. Star Wars Episode 9. Just barely missed this list. You can consider this my number 11 if you want. Pet Sematary, an adaptation of a great Stephen King novel that I'm hoping will be good. Men in Black International, Hellboy, Kingsman 3, although that might just be because I haven't seen Kingsman 2 yet, John Wick Chapter 3, Joker, Glass, Dark Phoenix, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. I don't think that Toy Story needed another sequel. I think that Toy Story 3 ended the franchise perfectly, but just because of how much I love these movies, I'll put Toy Story 4 here as well. Also, I'm not a big fan of this trend of Disney doing all these live-action remakes, but since The Lion King is one of my all-time favorites, I'll put that here too. And why not, I'll also throw in Dumbo, and Aladdin simply because of Will Smith playing the genie. And now for the actual list. Here at number 10 is Shazam. So, DC has decided that the movie should be less dark and more fun. And this looks fun, alright. This is, to my knowledge, the first DC movie to actually spend its entire production time as a comedy. Zachary Levi, star of the show Chuck, will play the titular hero, and from looks of the trailers, he nails the role of a child in a man's body perfectly. All in all, this looks like a very fun and funny time. Number 9 is Spider-Man Far From Home. So, apparently the ending of Infinity War is permanent for one particular web slinger. Anyway, Spider-Man Homecoming was an excellent iteration of the character, and I would like to see more of it. I'm curious how they're going to market this thing, considering any commercials would probably spoil however Avengers Endgame ends, because it shows that Spider-Man is obviously still alive, especially since it'll come out only a couple months afterwards. I'm looking forward to seeing how this will all play out. Number 8 is Zombieland 2. The first Zombieland movie was an excellent horror comedy, and I'd love to see more. I'm a little nervous since it's a sequel to a movie that came out 10 years ago, especially since it's a horror sequel, but they at least got the director of the original to do this one. I'm holding out hope that this will be a worthy successor. Next up is It Chapter 2, the sequel to the horror mega hit of 2017. Joining the cast is Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, and Bill Hader. It will be adapting the second part of the book and original miniseries. Even though this is usually seen as the inferior half and it has some poor ending, if director Andy Muschietti can keep the creepiness that made the first one so good, I will definitely be seeing it. At number 6 is Captain Marvel. While it's destined to be overshadowed by a certain other Marvel movie, this one is nothing to ignore. It stars Brie Larson as the titular hero, and Samuel L. Jackson as the younger Nick Fury. With a good cast, a fun 90s setting, and possibly some small answers to how to reverse the ending of Infinity Wars, it could be a great addition to the MCU canon. Number 5 is the Lego Movie, the second part. The first LEGO movie transcended its cynical cash grab roots to be a truly great movie. The sequel will focus on the rivalry between the kid and her sister, which was teased at the end of the first movie. The LEGO Batman movie was an above-average family comedy, but I didn't think that it captured the magic of the first one, and the LEGO Ninjago movie just felt like a so-so kids cartoon stretched to movie length. But since it's a direct sequel to the first, I have more faith that it will capture enough of that magic to make it a worthwhile continuation. Number 4 is Godzilla King of the Monsters, the long-awaited sequel to the 2014 reboot. While the first one was unfortunately low on action, the creators of this one promise more kaiju thrills. It will also introduce fan favorites Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. Helming this version is Michael Dougherty, director of the cult hit Trick or Treat and 2015's Krampus. As a fan of both of those movies, I am very excited to see his portrayal of the big guy. Next is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino's take on the Manson murders. It also features a star-studded cast that includes Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. I am a big fan of Tarantino's unique style. Pulp Fiction is actually my favorite movie, and I'd like to see his take on these infamous murders. At number 2 is Us, the new horror film from director Jordan Peele. Starring Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, this is about a family whose vacation is threatened by the appearance of some supernatural intruders. Get Out was one of my favorite movies of 2017, and I'm excited to see what he follows it up with. I'm sure it'll probably be seen as a disappointment by some people since his debut was so widely praised that anything he makes afterwards will have to live up to it, but I'm just expecting a great thriller, and I'm okay with not making that comparison. And now for my number 1 most anticipated film. What could it be? Is it? Yeah, you probably already guessed it. It's probably going to be on top of everyone else's list. It's so pervasive that I've already mentioned it twice in this video alone. Yes, it's Avengers Endgame. Like everyone else, I was left hanging by the ending of Infinity War. How will all this be solved? The answers are all here. This will mark the end of Phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How will Phase 2 be different? In addition to providing closure and answer to all these questions, this should also be an interesting and action-packed return to this universe. And that's my list. I'm also going to come out with a list of my least anticipated movies, so keep a lookout for that. And now for the shameless plug. If you're interested in hearing more of my thoughts, I upload reviews that usually tend to be under 2 minutes. I can't upload as much as I used to because of my new job, but I'll try to maintain this channel, so please subscribe.